Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here today. You know, one of the most common phrases people tell us when we face challenges is, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And while this is undoubtedly a very positive sentiment, and I have to say it's one of the most misleading pieces of advice I've ever heard. Of course, when people say this, they usually mean it in the most inspiring way. They want to lift us up, give us hope. They want us to believe that no matter how big the obstacle, we can overcome it if we just believe. Now, I am not one to dismiss the power of belief. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that, if I truly believed that I could walk, well, there is a very real chance that I could. In fact, I could probably even run a marathon. And I am not talking about metaphorical. I am talking about the kind of walking and running that people do with legs, you know, the normal stuff. Now, I know what you're rethinking, Stephen. You've spent most of your life in a chair, unable to move much at all, and you're retelling me that belief alone could make you walk. And I get it. That sounds ridiculous. But here is the thing. If you believe hard enough, even the most impossible things are within your reach. In fact, if you think about it, anything is possible. Why, just the other day, I was convinced I could solve the mysteries of the universe before breakfast. And guess what? I did. Well, I didn't literally solve everything, but I made some pretty good progress. And that is the kind of thing that can happen when you just believe. We get told all our lives that limits exist, that there are certain things we simply cannot do. But I ask you to consider this. What if we decided to ignore those limits? What if we believed, wholehearted, that our limitations were nothing more than, well, suggestions? If I believed hard enough, I am sure I could jump onto the moon tomorrow, without any kind of spacesuit or training. In fact, why not? Anything is possible if you really set your mind to it. I suppose you could argue that I am being a little over-optimistic. After all, belief alone might not be enough to solve all the world's problems. But if I can believe in the possibility of walking again, surely you can believe in the possibility of your own success. Or at the very least, in the possibility of doing something just a little bit outside the box. So, let me make this clear. Even I could walk. If I believed hard enough. If I truly threw myself into it, with enough faith and confidence, the universe would have no choice but to make it happen. After all, it is all just about your mindset, isn't it? But in all seriousness, the mind is an incredibly powerful thing. It can shape reality in ways we often don't understand. And while I may not be walking today, the power of belief is not to be underestimated. Because if you truly believe in yourself, in your vision, in your future, you are already halfway to making the impossible possible. And so, if you walk out of here today thinking you can't achieve your dreams, let me tell you this. Even I, Stephen Hawking, could walk, if I really believed. You can do anything, if you truly believe. Stephen Hawking, voiceover. Go ahead. Believe in the impossible. And let us see where it takes you.